Hello and welcome. I'm Mike McMullen, President of the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce, and we are here today to enjoy a good webinar we're going to have with Commissioner Weaver from District 2. We'll be introducing him very soon here. For those of you, I'm sure everybody's an expert with Zoom by now because it looks like everybody's at this point following all the instructions. But if you're on the call, make sure that you're muted. And don't forget, if your video is on, we can see you. And we can see you means if you get up and start doing stuff with the dog, we can see you. So you can always stop that if you want. Looks like everybody's name is coming up. There's a few of you that only have your first name showing on the screen. There's a way to change it so we can really know who you are. And you can go in and you can click either on the three dots that are on your name, and you can rename yourself and do first and last name so people know who you are, which is always a good thing to do. So let's do a couple of upcoming announcements from the chamber. We have a few events that are going to be going on. This coming Thursday, we're doing a virtual PM connection. It's going to be from 4 to 5:30, and our link is, you're going to find it on the website. All of our information is on our website, carrollcountychamber.org. You go there, there's a tab that says what's happening. You get the drop-down menu. There's our calendar. You can register for that. We'll have some fun with that. I'm sure it'll be good. From 4 to 5:30, our host is going to be John Allen and his amazing team at Advantage Internet Marketing. That's this Thursday from 4 to 5:30. And then our marquee event, COVID-19 Cannot Stop It, is going to be happening August 27th. So that's a week from this coming Thursday. I can't believe that the summer's almost over. It's insane. But that is the Carroll Biz Challenge. And I think this is our 9th one. It might even be the 10th. I'm forgetting. But we've got 5 wonderful local entrepreneurs that were selected from a group of 29 applicants. And it's going to be not a live event this year. It's going to be streamed. And it's going to be it's on Thursday, August 27th. And it starts at 6 o'clock. And you can find that either on the website for carrollbizchallenge.com, or I know CMC is going to have it on their website. They're also going to have it, if you've got Comcast, it'll be on local cable. I believe it's channel 19 and channel HD 1086. If I mess that up, we'll have somebody from their wonderful group actually correct me before now at the end of the show. But that's going to be a great show. It's going to be streamed live. And you can call in to vote for whoever you would like to win. And it's going to be exciting. So would highly recommend, tell your friends and neighbors. It's probably the coolest event that happens in Carroll all year long, the Carroll Biz Challenge. And then we have our first live luncheon for a long time, I think since March. Going to be September 17th. Our speaker is going to be Carroll County State's Attorney Brian DiLeonardo, talking about white-collar crime. We're going to be at the Union Mills Homestead. So it's like a barn area. It can be kind of open air, and we'll definitely have limited seats, for that to keep everybody safe. So again, you can register for that by going to our website. And the last announcement I have is going to be the Chamber's golf outing. Don't forget, it was moved from early July to October 30th, the end of the month. So it's at the Links of Shaladon. Plenty of room for people to come and golf. So we'd love to see you join us there. All right, at this point, I'd like to turn things over to our sponsor, our friends from the Carroll County Public Library and really Exploration Commons at 50 East. We're going to hear a little, a brief message from Ms. Jen Bishop, who's Emerging and Digital Technology Manager. Jen, unmute yourself. Tell us what's going on.
Sure. I'm just going to give a really quick update on Exploration Commons at 50 East, and then I'll hand it over to Heather Owings, who's our branch manager at our Finksburg branch. But just to give you guys a really quick update, construction is currently underway. So we are starting the process of renovating the lower level of the Westminster Library into Exploration Commons at 50 East, which will bring the community our new makerspace, professional teaching kitchen, and large and small meeting spaces. If you drive down Main Street, you'll see all the fencing and barriers are up. We're starting to make some noise, putting some holes in the wall, and doing some interior work. So we anticipate construction to wrap up in the spring of 2021 so that we can open sometime around June of 2021. So we're really excited this project is underway and moving forward. And we just want to share too, you can follow anything that's going on with construction, equipment coming in, what we have planned on our website. It's explorationcommons.car.org. We have a gallery of construction photos that's just gone up there. You can view virtual tours, see what's going to be happening in the space, and then also follow us on our Facebook page. So we have a Exploration Commons Facebook page. We'll be sharing any equipment that comes in, anything that we've got going on in the space. So with that, I will hand it over to Heather Owings from our Finksburg branch.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Good morning, everyone. Just a few quick words, and I'll keep it brief, Mike, because I know that we are on a time crunch. The library is currently providing express pickup. So if you have items sitting on hold, you can set up a pickup time, and we have it checked out and in a bag and waiting for you in the lobby for you to pick up. Super easy. And the Finksburg branch did create a hilarious parody video to Taylor Swift's Shake It Off with our express pickup videos. So you can check that out on YouTube. We are also offering free Wi-Fi. You can reach it even as far as our parking lot. We have added, we have boosted the signal so that it can be reached out there. Our book drops are open. You can return your items at any time. Library staff are in the building from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday to answer any questions you might have. We are creating a wide range of online programs for people to enjoy for a variety of ages. It's on our Facebook Live pages, as well as we're doing some Zoom as well. Story times, craft programs, yoga, the Medicare programs with SHIP we're doing online, book clubs, cooking demos, trivia nights, Ask a Master Gardener. We're doing all of it online now. And in case you're having a hard time finding something to do, we also partnered with the Maryland State Library to develop the Maryland Day by Day Literacy Calendar, and it is available online. It basically prints out the month, and it has something to do every day of the month, something for you and your child to do together. Today happens to be Harold and the Purple Crayon Day. You read the book and you can draw something with a purple crayon, which Harold has always been one of my idols. So I'm really excited to share that that's what today's about. So I'll hand it back to Mike, and thank you so much for letting me do my spiel.
Thanks so much, Heather. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to the day when everything's wide open and we can just be going to the library for all of these. So, all right. At this point, I'd like to turn things over to our other sponsor, who's our actual media sponsor, our partnering sponsor. They're like part of the chamber. I mean, these guys make all these events of ours great because they're there to help us stream. They're there to help us actually produce these things. And that's our friends from the Community Media Center. So I'd like you again to meet Mr. Richard Turner, who's Executive Director. Richard, they're all yours.
Good morning, everyone, and great to see folks. I look forward to actually being back all in the same room just as soon as possible. We make the best of Zoom and the technology, but there's nothing like being close up. So thanks to the Chamber and the Chamber's extended network. You know, we've experienced great value from this business network and our membership. So I'd encourage those of you who are not members to join the Chamber. To watch previous Chamber webinars that we've recorded, you can go to the CMC's website, where we've archived episodes on our YouTube site. So you can still get all the great benefit and information that's being shared by the Chamber there on our website. And thanks to the CMC team. They're the ones that are, you know, I'm super blessed that they are my superheroes. They're in the background making it all work and making all things look great. You know, Mike encourages us to shop local, and I encourage you to watch local by checking out our HD channel. That's right. You got it right, Mike. Channel 1086 on Comcast. It's in HD. And as well as you can get it on our the feeds live on our website or on our Facebook site. You can get that live local programming, or you'll find out what's going on in our local community nowhere else on the dial. So I hope you'll check that out. Also subscribe. And when you follow us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube, you'll get notifications of the upcoming live program, so you can stay in touch with what's going on in our community. So with that, I'll turn it back because I know time's tight. So thanks very much, Mike.
You're welcome, Richard, and thank you again. You guys and your team, you guys are amazing. Before I turn things over to Commissioner Weaver, I do want to explain, we'll have time for question and answer at the end. And the best way that that seems to work is if you type in your question in the chat area, like at the lower portion of your screen, just hover your mouse, you'll see chat, click on that, type in your question. I'll try to monitor those so that I can then ask those questions of Commissioner Weaver at the end. So that being said, a man who needs no introduction, who has been great to work with over the course of the years I've been in my job now. It's almost 10 full years. I think it'll be in a couple weeks. And I've worked with a lot of different commissioners. This year's, or this actual group has been good to work with, very good to work with. I have a lot of respect for them. I think that they all care about what is going on, and they all try to work together and to respect each other, which is great to see. So we're going to turn things over now to Commissioner Dick Weaver from District 2. Dick, they're all yours.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you for the kind words. But originally, that's why I ran. I was so fed up with the fighting and things going on that the government needs to work together for the people of the county. So I appreciate that. And Heather and Jen, I can attest to the success the library is having right now. I know it's a tough time, but boy, you've made it easy for people to use the library. And I am one of those people who, simply call in, get your materials and leave, and thank you. Appreciate it. Well, this morning I was asked to talk to the chamber, and I wanted to hit some of the positive things here in Carroll County. District 2, which is basically Hampstead, Finksburg, and Gamber area, is doing a lot of good things right now. First of all, I want to mention in Hampstead, Secretary Schultz says that we have the largest deal in the state of Maryland right now, and that was the leasing of the 1 million square foot space that was DART, used to be Solo Cup, to Random House, and they're going to be moving in as fast as they can. And that's about 1 million books a day going to be shipped out of Carroll County here. So unbelievable what the boost it will give in that area. In addition, the North Carroll Industrial Park is putting its first 35 acres out into getting ready to develop. And there's a lot of other deals pending right now. Now, Jack tells me I'm not allowed to talk about them yet until they're finalized, but we have 3, 4, 5 other major deals pending in the county. So this gives us a lot of industrial base to deal with. And I'm really proud of economic development and what they're doing today in the county. Now, with that, I do want to mention Carroll Rebound a second. I just have it here, and there we go. We've expanded some of the Carroll Rebound monies to help people. First of all, restaurant applications will be given an additional grant to match their original grant, and new restaurant applications will be considered for double grant and eligible expense to support their request. We also have $2,000 grants be available to the home-based small businesses not located in commercial or industrial zones, and they can get online and get the information of that. Plus, we have an Assist Farmers Producers new $5,000 grant program designated to assist with agriculture-related COVID-19 problems. So, and 501c3 nonprofits without employees are now eligible. So this is a big change. The biggest change is we've extended this to September 30th. So you still have time to get in line and deal with what's going on in the to get some CARES money. Okay, the focus of today, though, we're rezoning Carroll County, or going through the rezoning and the master plan in Carroll County, which was developed in 2014. But looking at throughout the county, we're trying to keep the county growing, but keep the rural character of Carroll County here. And I started to think about what I was going to do for the chamber here today. So a couple of weeks ago, went on a virtual tour of District 2, talking to business owners and people in the community um, what two questions I ask them. Number one, what do they like about Carroll County? What do they want to see Carroll County look like in 20 years? And I think you'll find it interesting. I had our video crew with us, and we went out to the businesses and asked those two questions. So, Richard and CMC, if we can start the rolling of that. Thank you.
Hello, this is Commissioner Richard Weaver from District 2 in Carroll County. I'm on a virtual tour today talking to people in the community about some of the concerns I have. And as we move ahead in our master plan for Carroll County, and we're moving to work in rezoning and what's happening in the county, I would like to take a few minutes to talk with the people in the area about concerns. And one of the places I want to start, I'm going to ask two questions to everybody. One question is, what do you like about Carroll County? What makes you want to stay here or be in Carroll County? And the second part of that is, what do we want to see Carroll County look like in 20 years? What do we have to do to get to your vision of what Carroll County should be in 20 years? And I'm starting today here with the Gamber Volunteer Fire Department, and I have two gentlemen, one volunteer and one paid EMT here, so I'm going to have them introduce themselves. And first question, guys, I'm going to have to ask, what do you like about Carroll County? Would you please introduce yourself? And
my name's Dan Jones. I'm a volunteer here at Gamber. What do I like here about Carroll County is the relaxed atmosphere, the rural setting, the ability to go from one place to another without waiting for half an hour in traffic, and the neighborliness and friendliness of the area.
Do I need the microphone?
So my name is Matthew Hanks. I'm a paid paramedic here at Gamber Community Fire Company. What I like about Carroll County a lot, what Dan said, I do like the small town feel. I like that we don't have a lot of traffic. I do like that you can be in Westminster in 5 minutes and also in farm country in another 5 minutes. And that's what I like about living out here in Carroll County.
okay, the second part of this is, what do you want to see this county look like in 20 years? What would be your vision of Carroll County?
I know that I'd like to see Carroll County grow. I don't want to see all our farmland be taken away and be so overpopulated that we turn into like a Baltimore County or even Anne Arundel County. I would like to see a little bit more commercial businesses come in so we can get some tax base, which would help, with that.
Some industry, something that generates tax base without using a lot of the resources that,
Yeah. I am fortunate that I can work and live in this county, but I would like to see more of that. People that live in this county actually work in this county, because I think that helps, and that's what I'd like to see.
And I'd like to just, we're gonna grow. We know we're gonna grow. We know that some of the rural nature of the county is going to go away to some degree. What I'd like to see is what growth we do have is controlled. It's well thought out. It's not, a court added on to a neighborhood with 10 more houses, or a farm subdivided and 5 houses built each year. It's something that's planned so that roads connect, and and all of our resources make sense and work the way they should, not just now, but 20 years from now. We need to be thinking about that now instead of, year by year or 5 years at a time.
Well, one of the things I'm a big proponent of is the farmland preservation. And the actual plan, if we get to 100,000 acres, will be 1/3 of the acreage in Carroll County will be preserved to farmland. And that gives us it's going to stay open forever at that point. And the other part I'm really concerned about is the quality of our water. Good potable water and the water quality here in Carroll County. And these areas we have to be aware of it, especially for our children and our grandchildren down the road.
Oh, yeah.
As the county grows, they become more and more important.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I believe that. So, well, gentlemen, thank you for your input, and
Thank you.
thank you. We will be on the road, as I said, many places today in District 2, and getting input from people. Thank you. Okay, as we continue on our virtual tour of Carroll County today, we're here with Mrs. Eva Brothers. Eva, can you give us just a little, and her son Curtis, can you give us just a little background on how you started and how long you've been here in Carroll County?
This is our 65th year in the orchard business. It was started by my father-in-law very early, and he lost an arm soon afterwards. When my husband got out of the service, we took the orchard over, and we've been here ever since.
Wow. What do you like about Carroll County? What's your feelings about it?
It's a good place to raise children. We have good schools. We have hospitals nearby. We don't have to go into the city. We got the community college, the Ag Center. It's all right here in Carroll County.
Good. Now, we're interested a little bit here in what Carroll County is going to look like in the future. What do you see in your vision, would you like to see Carroll County look like in 20 years from now?
Well, there's things that I think that are going to happen that I don't want to see. I don't think we'll have many small farms in Carroll County. I think it's not a way to make a living anymore. If the family's not all involved, you just can't do it. So.
Well, one of the things that I saw was we saw a food scare a little bit here this year. The ability not to have meat and things as we needed. And all of a sudden, people went back and reverted back to depending on small farms and some of the smaller operations to provide food that's needed. So I think it gave people an eye-opening experience as how much we are dependent on local people to grow our food.
I do raise seed in the plants from seed in the spring. I saw more people buying more plants, planting more gardens, patio plants, and I see more people that are thinking about doing canning this year, which is somewhat a lost art. And I think this is a good thing for people to learn where their food comes from. I think children should be taught in school, not just go to the grocery store and buy food. How did it get there? What was involved before it got there? I think that's more important than some of the things they're getting.
Well, thank you, and I know you're really busy here and we're holding up your business, but thank you for your time.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
Okay, as we continue on our virtual tour, we're here at Mudgett's Auto Body in Finksburg, and I'm going to start with Tom Mudgett to make introductions and who does what in the corporation. Tell us a little bit about the history of Mudgett's Auto Body.
The history was 1980. Wasn't a very good economic time in 1980. I had lost my job, still in high school. I needed a job. I opened Mudgett's Auto Body in 1980 while he's still in high school. So here we are 40 years later at my third location. It grew tremendously since then. I've since then brought in my oldest son, Justin, my youngest son, Tom. Justin handles a lot of insurance-related items. Tom does a lot. He's all over the place. He's everywhere in the business. I can't keep up with him because I can't run as fast as him. And that's the truth. I mean, he's all over the place.
What do you do here?
What do I do here? A little bit of this, a little bit of that, pretty much. Get first one here, last one gone, pretty much. But that's how I like it. I don't have to be, but that's how I like it.
What about Mom?
What does Mom do here? Mom tells me what to do while she's here. She does the books and accounts receivables, payables, and she's been here for 5 years doing that.
And now, what do you like about Carroll County? Just like, you know, we all live here. I've been here my whole life. What do you like about it?
Well, I've pretty much been here my whole life.
I have too.
And I like the fact that it's royal here. And I feel a lot of the people in this area are more genuine people, if that makes sense by saying a genuine person. I don't know if I'm politically correct or not. However, I just feel more honest people are here than in other parts of the
I would agree with that. I would
county
say
or
that
state.
there's two ways to do a transaction. You can do a transactional one, which is no emotion, no feeling, or you can do a relationship-based transaction. Lived in Carroll my whole life, 33 years. That's one reason I love about it. I've done business all across the country, done business all across the state, done business all across the county. You do business in Carroll County, people buy from people they know, like, and trust, and that's what people do in Carroll County. versus some other areas in the country or even the state. It's not as relationship based, and that's what I love about Carroll County. It's a relationship based business. You do business with people you go to school with, people you grew up with, people that are in your neighborhood or in your community, and as well as the community of Carroll County is a great community. Without your neighbors, you're nothing. We have some of the best schools in the country in Carroll County. Agriculture is the #1 GDP in the county. So I'd like to not necessarily preserve that, but I'd like to do more with agriculture in the county and share that with the world and let people know what makes Carroll the beautiful place that it is, and invite people to share and learn and play with us here in Carroll and take advantage of our farms. And that's it.
Tom, you have a comment?
You know, one thing I really like about living here, and like to lived here my whole life, is the simple fact of, you know, a lot of farmland, a lot of open areas. I'm a hunter and a fisherman myself, so I like the outdoors. I like to try to keep it that way, you know, and not too many clustered up housing and buildings is more or less what I, you know, like to see happen, is to try to be smart with what we do in terms of where we put things. And, you know, I like to keep the open country and the fields and the farms, and it's really what I like about living here.
Well, as we start here working on the master plan for Carroll County, and that's 10 years out, but working on it, how do you see Carroll County in 20 years? What would you like to see in Carroll County?
I would really like to, you know, try. Obviously, things are gonna happen. Buildings are gonna be put up, and things are gonna be happening. But I would like to try to, like, you know, back to the agricultural thing. I'd like to try to keep that and keep the farmland and keep areas, you know, safe in terms of that.
Yeah, and to go along with what Tommy said, ultimately they use the word smart growth. They throw that word out a lot. Yeah. Define smart growth. To me, smart growth means enhancing the benefits and features of Carroll County. It doesn't mean completely changing what we do here and going to a tech-based society. Even though technology is important in all facets of our life, ultimately you have to eat and drink, and Carroll County can provide that for you with our great wineries, with our great agriculture, with our great dairy cows, our great beef cows, our pigs, our chickens. All of those things are essential to life, and I want to not necessarily preserve that, enhance it. I want to share with other people how to build a great, wonderful community, and that's where I'd like to see Carroll County in the future. Not necessarily change anything here, but share with other communities what makes Carroll so beautiful and wonderful, and see if we could teach other people how to create a community with the best schools, with low crime, with low poverty, with great businesses, great leadership, and how we can craft other people almost like a blueprint to share for the next couple decades of what a great community is and what kind of environment it is. And for the businesses here, dealing with the jurisdictions and the politicians and the leaders of our community, it's one of the easiest places to do business that I've done business in the country, and I attest that to our leadership. And I want to share some of those ways with other communities and remove some of the red tape so that, you know, Carroll can move and grow forward, but it moves and grows forward with the things that the people here want. We don't necessarily want all of the things that certain people are talking about. We want to enhance and go forward with some of the other benefits we have that we already have. Our natural resources. We have wonderful natural resources. Let's not destroy our natural resources to build things that the people here just simply don't want.
Tom, your vision of the future?
My vision of the future, wow. Well, technology is changing at the blink of an eye. So it's really hard to see what's going to come in the future. In the future, you're probably going to have a tractor that you press the button on your telephone and it harvests your crop.
Yeah, they almost have those.
Mr. Lippy and I were sitting in my lawyer's office, and he nudges me and he shows me his phone, and he says, "I'm moving my corn from to the silo." An hour later, he nudges me. It's dry. 10 minutes later, he nudges me. I'm putting more corn into dry from his phone. This guy's in his 80s, has more technology capability than I do. But I see more of that coming to the world. And
I think that's a great point, to combine our natural resources with technology, not to replace what we do here with technology and try to become a tech hub. Let's enhance, like as I mentioned, the things that we have here in Carroll and combine technology with agricultural. Since like ag is our GDP number one, let's not reinvent the wheel. We know what works in Carroll, so let's keep doing what works and make it better instead of replacing it.
Yeah, I would like to see the housing stay to a minimum. I'm not saying no housing, because there will be housing and there will be growth, but planned growth, planned areas for the growth. You have to look 10, 20 years ahead. Where are you going to grow at? What areas are going to be commercial? What areas are going to be residential? And plan well ahead of how things are going to progress in the county. I think as long as leadership in the county does that, which I believe they will and have been, that it's going to remain a good county to live in and stay kind of royal. I like it royal. When I moved here, you could drive from Baltimore County to Frederick County and never stop at a traffic light on Liberty Road. So
40 years is a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
Times change.
I know they change, but I mean, it's insane the development that's happened, and it's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
But if we plan for it, it'll happen in a positive way.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your input, and
Thank you.
good luck to you here in the future. Okay, as we continue our virtual tour here in Carroll County today, I have Mr. Dave Brawning Sr. with us. And Dave, would you give us just a little bit of your background? You have a quite extensive background in the county here.
Commissioner, I was born and raised actually not on this property, but this was part of our farm property just down the road here. Whole life on a farm here in Carroll County. Was fortunate enough to be in business for 50 years. Have been in the farming business ever since I was old enough, at home as well as with my son now. Have served on various committees throughout the county, primarily chairman of the Planning and Zoning Commission for several years. Have served as a member for over 12 years. Currently chairman of the County Board of License Commissioners. As I said, spent all my life in Carroll County, homegrown.
Well, what do you like about Carroll County?
Well, Carroll County is kind of a rural county. Even though the past 50 years it certainly has changed in many instances, but it's always been a good place to live. We've always had good schools, good public safety, good communities that care for one another. Everybody likes the tax rate. However, I guess since the middle 60s, when people started to first move on out from the city and surrounding areas of the city, many of our recreation facilities and educational opportunities and so forth have greatly enhanced. And along with that has come development. And even though change is imminent, sometimes you don't like it, but I think Carroll County has been controlled, and it's a great place to live, a great place, in my opinion, to raise children, and with the school system, in my opinion, and that of many other Carroll County people, is probably one of the best in the country and certainly in the state.
Well, Dave, you got a background here in Carroll County. It's kind of unique compared to some, but what do you envision Carroll County to be in 20 years? What would you, and you got a history to draw from on this, what do you think it should look like?
Commissioner, to go back a little bit, back in the middle 60s, county commissioners at that time foresaw the need for infrastructure throughout Carroll County. And at that time, there was plans to provide water for the various areas of the county in the form of dams. Piney Run was built to service Eldersburg and Sykesville area. Union Mills Reservoir, there was to be a reservoir to serve the northern part of the county from Tawnytown all the way to Manchester. And over a period of years, most of the ground for that was bought by the county. And Gillis Falls was proposed in the southwestern part of the county to serve Mount Airy and Taylorsville and areas like that. And of course, Piney Run was the only one that was actually accomplished, and even though it was built to serve the water needs of the area down there, somehow or another, recreation is the only thing that is utilized there, which is very important, and the citizens, I'm sure, are very appreciative of it. But the initial cause of that was to serve the water needs of South Carroll, which, unfortunately, is served now by us buying our own water back from Baltimore City as a result of actions many, many years ago. In 1965, zoning was first talked about, and there were various committees during the next 20 years, 30 years actually. A committee called the Future of Agriculture was a subcommittee for the county to predict at that time what might happen actually in 2020 and years in between. That proposal was, which has been fairly well kept, was to keep development around the towns where the infrastructure was, which included water and sewer. And all the communities had input into the actual beginning of zoning in Carroll County, but when it was first adopted. All communities had an input into their particular area. And as our zoning administrator at that time commented, that zoning is only as good if you have a plan. And over the years, our master plan in Carroll County has been adopted and has pretty much run its true course. However, sometimes we get in some of these ideas and so forth of our officials who plan things and so on and so forth, do so based upon book knowledge and not so-called common sense or community input, which is really necessary. And hopefully during our term, when I say our term, my fellow commissioners on planning and zoning, when we were there, had the foresight to predict some things that have really come to fruit and were ignored by the authorities. The Planning and Zoning Commission back years ago, probably 20 years ago, predicted a decrease in enrollment as far as education went in Carroll County. Well, we went ahead and made some construction projects and so on and so forth that really weren't needed, and we're still paying for them. But in Carroll County in the future, based upon the studies of the most recent committee of about a year ago, which Mr. Holston chaired from Mount Airy and included probably 7 or 8 subcommittees, we pretty much stayed online. As far as agriculture goes, when we get to 100,000 acres of preservation, hopefully it'll present still a rural characteristic of probably a third of Carroll County. Progress is, you can delay it sometimes, but you can't stop it altogether. And in the future in Carroll County, I think if we adhere to what our forefathers predicted and keep infrastructure around the towns and development around the towns, we can have a better control of what the rest of the infrastructure is as far as schools and public safety and roads. But I think agriculture will be preserved as far as the 100,000 acres are concerned, but I think that's going to change. Technology is going to change that, as everybody knows now, with the advent of the internet and 5G coming, and educational opportunities. It's going to be a lot different than it was in the horse and buggy days.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Browning. I appreciate your time and your insight into where we're going, and we will be continuing our virtual tour. Okay, we continue our virtual tour in Hampstead, and I'm here with Chris Richards with the Greenmount Station. And Chris, can you give us just a little background on Greenmount Station and how it evolves and where you are today with it?
Sure. So we opened in April of 1995. So I've been here 25 years this year, and thanks to the community, the support that we've gotten, it's been a good 25 years.
Well, that's good. And I know you have expanded, and you even have the off-track betting here now, too.
That's right. Yeah, we've expanded actually 4 times now. So obviously we were the first unit, and then we took over. It was a real estate office here, and I think it was optometrists after that, and then the bank was down where the OTB is now. So yeah, so over 25 years, four different times that we've done that.
Well, what makes Carroll County that you want to stay here? What is about Carroll County that you like?
There's a lot of things, but the main thing is people. I mean, the people are good. The people that lead the county and the town and the people that make Carroll County and Hampstead what it is. Those are the reasons that I like it the most. Probably the small town feel too. You know, we have. I like that. You know, there's a lot of people, and that's what makes it feel that way. But
okay, you know, we're in the middle of our 10-year plan for the county here. What do you envision Carroll County to be, or what would you like to see it be in 20 years? Long-term vision.
Long-term vision. I guess it's going to be a balancing act to try and keep the small town feel along with the growth that, you know, has got to come, because that's what, you know, people like your town, they like your county, so they're going to be moving out here. So I guess that's the challenge. I'd like to see it stay as close to what it is right now as what we are, which I know we can't do that, but that'll be the challenge. I'd like to see it stay as close to what we have right now. Keep the small town feel.
We have a great situation here. I have 2 major concerns that I want to deal with, and that is, one is water and good, clean water here in the future. And the second is that we are able to keep the feel of the small town, the rural community, and that's, I agree with you on where we're heading.
That's
there,
important.
so.
I agree too.
Okay, anything else you want to add about the town of Hampstead and what?
No, just that we appreciate all the support that we've gotten. We've gotten a lot of support from the schools, from all the businesses, all the residents that live here, and without them, we're not here. So we appreciate that.
Good, good. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We're finishing our virtual tour of District 2 in Carroll County. We're in the Sheriff's Training Department with Sheriff DeWeese and Sergeant Holland, and we're asking, I guess, the same type questions we've had asked in the past. What do you like about Carroll County? And, you know, Sheriff, I know you want to expand a little bit about the Sheriff's Department. You have one of the best, if not the best, in the state of Maryland. You might want to just mention how safe we are and where we are in Carroll County compared to the other counties in the state.
Yeah, I'm a little biased towards whether we're the best, and we are, and what goes on in our county is remarkable. But you are at the training facility at the former North Carroll High School, and part of the reason this training facility exists is because we're constantly planning, not just for today or tomorrow, but we're looking 5, 10, 20 years down the road to make sure that we can provide, you know, good police force for Carroll County. And I'm raised in this county. I'm a graduate of elementary, middle, and high school in Carroll County, and you know, absolutely the ruralness, the openness of the county is something that draws people here and makes sure that they stay here. And I would love to see it stay that way and continue to manage what we're doing growth-wise to make sure that we have not only adequate facilities, but adequate police for any of the growth that goes on in the county, and make sure that we manage it appropriately. And, you know, water, sewer, roads, it's all extremely important. The schools, to make sure that we have adequate schools is extremely important. That's what draws people here, and that really ultimately is what keeps them here. And as we continue to grow, it's important that we stay safe. It's the absolute #1 goal and priority of you know, government, is to make sure that people feel safe and that they are safe. And this county continues year after year to be the safest in the state, if not east of the Mississippi. So it's important that we stay that way.
Sergeant, what do you like about Carroll County?
So unlike the sheriff, I'm not from Carroll County, but when I started my employment here at the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, I quickly fell in love with the county. It's safe, it feels like home, it's very open. The ag preservation has led to the open field, the hustle and bustle isn't here. And it just feels like a good place to have a family, good schools, like the sheriff said. And like I said, it's just a safe county, and we really like it. That's where we decided to put our family and raise them.
What do you see in 20 years? What would you like to see in the county? That's a tough question to answer.
I don't know. I like it the way it is. Obviously, there's going to be growth. We want to continue with the ag preservation. We want to keep what we have here, the farm fields. That's what we love about it. If we wanted to live in a city environment, then we'd move east. So I like the way it is. I understand that there's going to be growth. I hope that the schools get better, that we as the government can adapt to the growth of Carroll County and the people that are going to move in here. But I hope it doesn't change too much, if that makes sense.
Sheriff, 20 years from now.
20 years from now, I hope my kids decide to live here. My children they were born and raised here, and that they decide to raise a family here. And so making sure that we have not only adequate housing, but affordable housing for folks so that they can stay here and not flee to other areas because it's cheaper. And that's what I want to see. I want to see generations of families like we have now. I mean, we've been here for several generations, and I'd like to continue that. I know you do with your sons and grandchildren, and so would I. So that's what I'd like to see.
And I think that's something I think we all want to see in Carroll County, to be the place that we enjoyed growing up in. We know what it's about. I hope our kids and my grandkids also have that ability to see those things. I mentioned earlier in this farmland preservation, a lot of people have mentioned it. Remember, that could keep a third of our county open, so we won't be overdeveloped in Carroll County. And I think as we went through this COVID pandemic, and you saw the beginning of it, the scurry for food, certain types of foods, when they shut down our corporate management of food and how it moves. So now I think you saw the importance of having small butcher shops, small farms out here providing the food and resources needed to keep Carroll County growing and keep it strong. In addition to that, we also have to start thinking about, and I'm going to go back to, we have to keep our water clean. And that's a really important factor in the future. We have to really think about where we're going to go to keep good, clean water. Now, this concludes our virtual tour of Carroll County for today, but I'm going to throw questions out to the people in the audience today, or people on the airways, that ask them the same thing. What do they see? What do they want to see Carroll County look like in 20 years? So thank you for watching, and have a safe day. Remember, masks, distance, and wash your hands.
Sure, absolutely. Keep your mask on. It's important. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Mike, I know it was a little long maybe, but I wanted people to see District 2 from Gamber to Finksburg to Hampstead, and hear what people have to say. One thing we do have, very good school system and a very safe county. We need to keep that as we move ahead. Where things go, we don't know, but we will be planning for it. Now, we only have a few minutes left, and I could entertain a question or two if you have one.
Commissioner Weaver, thank you so much. Yes, so why don't we, if anybody has any questions, you can put them in the chat box, and we can go from there. It was an interesting thing, asking people what they hope things look like 20 years from now. So very good. It's hard to, it's hard to always see that, but it comes so fast, and the older I get, the faster it goes. So
we have to plan for the future. What's happening now, we can't, we can react to, but if we plan things out, we can really have what we want in the future. And I think that's extremely important for our role as leadership in this county. The 5 commissioners need to start looking at that far ahead, if not further. What do we want Carroll County to look like?
Correct. I've got a question from Andrea Andrew Bursler, what kind of industry would you like to see us recruit for Carroll?
Well, right now, most of the industry coming in is manufacturing. I've talked to Jack about this, and manufacturing seems to be the one industry that we are attracting. And most of the companies are either Chinese or German. A lot of them based coming into Carroll County. They love our workforce. And we have a good reputation for a strong workforce in this county. So manufacturing seems to be what we're attracting. That and high-tech corporations I think are becoming here in the future.
That's good. And I know we've also got this high-speed internet that we're able to utilize in Westminster. It'd be nice to see us, it's not industry, but attract a lot of good tech type of outfits that would, be able to utilize that and bring in some nice high pay type jobs. And I also like the comment that Sheriff DeWeese made about trying to have homes in this area. I know there's been major debates back and forth over the years about having homes that our kids can afford to buy. But I've lived here. We came from Chicago, and I love this area. I felt like it was actually kind of like a Norman Rockwell feel almost immediately. We moved out here. Fall Fest was happening. It's like, wow, this is great. I'm not in Chicago any longer. And we've been here now for 31 years, and I've got 4 adult kids, but only one of them still lives in Carroll. The others have moved, one in Bel Air, one in Hanover, one in Ellicott City. So I think it'd be nice. I think for all of us, it'd be nice. Not like we want to overrun the area with, building too many homes, but you got to have enough homes, I think, at the right price point where our kids can stay in this area.
Yeah. Two types of people in Carroll County: the ones who were born here and the ones who wish they were. And the ones who come in, they love it, they stay, they like what they see, and we have to keep that balance. So we still attract people, yet we still have the rural setting here, and it's a tough one, but it can happen. But here again, it takes planning, and that's one of the things our Board of Commissioners works on right now. We do work together very well, and I will, my colleagues, I need to thank them. We communicate. We really don't fight and argue. We simply try to do what's best for the people of Carroll County. These are my friends and neighbors. So this is the people I'm working for. So.
Well, that's great. That's when I tell people to keep your money local, it's always like shop from local folks. They're your neighbors. It's not, and it's true. So do we have any other questions out there? People are being quiet. They must have liked what you had to show, but I don't see any other questions coming our way. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Commissioner Weaver? Got a couple minutes left.
I just want to say thank you to the Chamber and the job you guys are doing out there as we go through getting the funding out for businesses. What you do working with the county now, I think is stronger than it's ever been as far as the relationship we have. And aside from the Chamber, the small businesses, even ones that don't belong, which I encourage them to, but we're trying to help keep people open, keep people in business, trying to help our schools do the best they possibly can, keep strong, and trying to help our sheriff's department, state's attorney, keep a good law enforcement, safe county here in Carroll. And it's tough sometimes, and I will admit, but with the people, and I ask people every time I get a chance, I see a road crew, I'll stop and ask them how things are going, what are the biggest issues they have. And you'd be surprised the comments I get, but people in Carroll County are very honest, very sincere. I think Tom Mudgett said it best. They're real people. They're going to tell you the truth. Whether you like it or not, they're going to tell you what they want to tell you and want you to hear. So I appreciate that. And we're trying to do the best we can to help everybody in the county. And we appreciate the support of the Chamber and what you guys do. And 600 numbers is close to accurate.
Yeah, we're around six and a quarter. It's been a rough year for a lot of people trying to come back,
Yeah.
you know, things are tough out there right now, but we're trying to work with everybody that we can. And, you know, you're right. I mean, we definitely ask people to support local chamber members. But if you can't find somebody through the chamber, which would be kind of hard, we've got a lot of folks there. We definitely ask you spend your money locally. And I like to say, when I last looked, Amazon didn't pay 5 cents in local taxes. You know, they don't sponsor little league teams. They don't give. Now, if Amazon wants to move here to Carroll, I might have a different view of a nice local company. But, you know, there's just so many other folks that we can go to without spending our money outside of the area. So
I agree with you. So I just want to say, you know, to the people of Carroll County, hang with us, you know, be safe here, wear your mask, keep your distance, wash your hands. If we're going to get through this, and if everybody pulls together, we'll get through this pandemic and get back to some kind of normal here as soon as we can. But right now, it's slowly coming about, but we have to be persistent and just you know, stay the course. We will get through this, and all of us will survive it, and we'll be in a much better shape a year from now than we are today. So thank you, Mike, for having me on today, and to the CMC for working with my video, help me get that together. Thank you guys for what you're doing.
that's wonderful. Well, listen, thank you so much again. And listen, for anybody out there who really would like to get together and meet some human beings aside from Zoom, don't forget September 17th at the Union Mills Homestead. We've got a luncheon and we've got room still. So please do sign up. We'll be real careful. We'll ask you to wear your mask. We'll have everybody sit apart. We're all going to get through this together. Commissioner Weaver, thank you so much for your leadership. Our friends at CMC and the actual library, thank you guys for your faithful partnership. So that being said, have a wonderful day. And we're pretty much over. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.